The Generally Trivial Podcast, current events, interesting facts. Yeah, it's crazy, but still so fun. Like Tinder dates when they all go wrong. And even pop-up Cheeto restaurants. Naked burglars, man, they so dumb. The Florida man, gotta watch him though. Incoming robot overloads.
Today is Friday, January 12th, 2018. And this is Generally Trivial, where we're going to take a walk on the lighter side of current events. I'm Jeff, one of the hosts here, and today with me I have just Jordan.
Hello, Jeff.
And apparently maybe Mrs. Doubtfire.
Mrs. Doubtfire is here, yeah. She's present. She'll make an appearance occasionally.
Yeah, well, hopefully not too often.
Well, you know, when you need her.
Which is probably often. If she's actually going to work as like a house cleaner, I could use her a lot.
Yeah, I could too. Maybe a babysitter or something of the like as well.
Like my dog sheds constantly.
The shirt I'm wearing is a black shirt, and it currently is covered in dog hair.
Yeah, like I can make clothes out of dog hair.
Yeah, I can make another dog out of dog hair.
The whole sentience thing would be tough, but, you know, we'll figure it out. All right, well, let's go ahead and kick it into Did You Hear?
Hey,
Did you hear?
did you hear about this one?
Did you hear?
Did you hear about this one?
Jeff, I want to know if you've heard about the Florida woman who has had a relationship with an electronic in
No,
the
I'm
past
most
couple
definitely
years.
not familiar with that.
So I don't know if this is a common thing or not, but apparently it's people can have relationships with like Game Boys or PlayStation, or like they can legally get married to these things. And I find it kind of weird.
Probably only in Florida, though.
That's probably true, yeah.
It must not be that common, because I feel like we would know about this.
So I know that Florida's marriage laws that if you live in Florida and you get a divorce, that you have to pay alimony. So how's that work
How does alimony work?
in Florida when you're married to an electronic?
Oh, it probably depends on who perpetuates the paperwork. Probably.
Yeah. Well, anyways, a 20-year-old mathematics student from Orlando, Florida, announced her intentions that she is in a relationship with Tetris.
Wait, like
The game.
I mean the game, but like there's multiple versions of the game. Is she picking like Tetris, the original?
It's a puzzling fact, but yes, it's the vintage computer game Tetris
I'm pretty sure the first version of that was on Game Boy. I think.
on Game Boy. Really?
I'm probably wrong.
Well, anyways, she's in a relationship with the computer game Tetris. So she actually just recently broke it off with her previous relationship, which again is not a human, but rather a calculator.
Okay, yeah, I don't know which is worse.
Well, before that, it was a monorail.
But wouldn't she be worried about like whether or not she'd have, feelings towards other video games? Like, would she develop a Candy Crush?
Oh, wow. Well, that's a good question. I'm not sure, but I've actually not played Candy Crush. So
Don't. It's digital crack.
Is it like
it's real
Farmville? Is it worse than Farmville?
bad. I've not played Farmville just because it looked real dumb.
Is it like Clash of Clans?
Yeah, worse than Clash of Clans.
All right. Well, then
Because
I probably
you see where your buddies are on like this chart that like snakes up throughout. Like it looks like Candyland, but it's a million miles long, and you see where all your Facebook friends are and how high they've made it up the chart. And then you're like, well, I got to get past them, and then you beat them, and then you see somebody else, and you're like, I got to get past them.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, and then you just keep going.
Well, that does sound a little addictive, and I don't want to go there right now.
Yeah, it's the worst.
But Tetris, she broke it off with the calculator, and then before that, it was a monorail. So I don't really know that that's really considered
Yeah.
more so transportation.
Yeah,
but
I probably just took her for a ride.
So anyways, I don't know if you heard about that, but I wanted to share that story today.
Yeah, well, to find a trajectory off of that, mine also involves her first relationship in a way. It's taking someone for a ride. Have you seen You've seen the original Star Wars movies,
Yeah,
and how baller the speeder bikes are.
they're pretty baller.
Yeah. Well, police in Dubai are about to be unveiling, or actually have just unveiled and about to be using hover bikes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, these hover bikes are really kind of creepy looking. They're like, look like you could cut somebody down with one of those. Just
Yeah.
ram them and just like cut their head off.
It almost looks like those bikes that it's on that video game, like at movie theaters, where you're riding like it's like a ski bike almost.
Yeah.
You know.
These things have the energy, the capacity to go for 25 minutes, up to 43 miles an hour.
Oh wow.
I can even go on an autopilot up to 4 miles.
Autopilot.
They have safeguards in place on a lot of these models, but it's unclear whether or not the models in Dubai will. But they'll be able to go over traffic and get around things. Dubai's, crazy futuristic city.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's where Candy Crush actually physically exists. Probably. You just see people go up the ladder and you want to pass them.
I've heard that Dubai is a very, very it's like a mega metropolis. It's very industrial, very. I could see that.
I'm not sure it's real because I haven't been there, but yeah.
Dubai's fake.
Yeah.
It does not exist.
But it's just wild to me because it makes me think about what other kind of things that we're going to be getting. Because, if somebody else has got it, America's going to be like, we got to get it too.
I really hope the next thing that we come up with and invent and that gets approved is nanites. Of course, you've been watching Travelers, and
yeah.
so I really hope that that's a thing because that would be really cool.
Yeah, I'd have them turn my skin blue.
I'm
Just
blue.
'cause.
That would be your song that you come into. Every room you walk into, it start playing that song.
It'd probably be Lecrae's Come and Get Me, but
No,
that'd be my entrance.
I'm
song.
blue. If I was green, I would die.
All right. With that, we are going to go ahead into a new segment that is a little bit different. We're going to be giving advice to some people who have written in.
Yeah.
Some people in the middle of some odd stories that need some help.
And we have that expert advice.
Clearly, if it's odd news,
Look, we've been through it.
we've been through piles and piles of it. We get it in the mail.
We've been there.
Really
We've
kind of
done
sick
that.
of the snail mail I'm getting. All the postage from Florida. I could recite to you every piece of stamp that they even sell. I know them all. So we'll move right into that. All right, welcome to Dear GT. This is people writing in and letting us know that they need some advice. So they're in the middle of these odd news stories, and we're the ones that can help them out.
So our first writer comes in from Oregon, and they say, Dear GT, I'm writing to you after some very disturbing news has come to my attention. My local government has just passed a law to have us Oregonians get out and pump our own gas. What am I to do? I don't even know how. And what about the transients that mill about the pumps? I'm fearful for my safety. Thanks. Objectionable in Oregon. Well, objectionable in Oregon. I really think that what you should do is you should pay a professional gas pumper. I think you should have someone, preferably a youngster that has years to come and can develop a skill of pumping gas. So you're helping out society, and you get your gas pumped for you. I think that's what you should do.
My advice is actually pretty similar to Jordan's. I think you should have someone else do it, but I think you actually just need a chauffeur in the car at all
Ooh,
times.
Yeah, that is very good advice.
They don't even have to drive. They can just be in the car at all times to pump gas.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to have to pay them a working wage while you're at work, but... Or maybe just pick them up every Tuesday, the day you pick up gas or whatever.
You know what they could do is they could develop an app that, like an Uber app. You say, I'm ready to pump gas. I need gas. I need someone to pump my gas. They drive to your location. They pump the gas for
Yeah.
you.
There's a Gas Buddy app that helps you find cheap prices. Maybe they can just add an extension to that app.
That Gas Buddy app is phenomenal. I love
Use
it.
because
It's
I
good.
just get gas when I gets it.
Yeah. I like paying for cheap gas, but I do not like driving long distances to get it. So,
Yeah.
convenience
'Cause then you end up
over.
spending gas to get gas, and then yeah.
Yep.
Our second letter starts off, Dear GT, I'm currently proud of my 2017. My team and I performed flawlessly and above expectations. We faced the competition and came out victorious. Still, after doing everything possible to become the top in our field, others were given the chance to claim the ultimate victory, even after blemishes on their record. So my team and I have decided to claim the title of the best in the country. Should I feel guilty? Unbeaten in UCF. All right, Unbeaten. Yeah, you should not feel guilty. If you don't lose, that kind of means you're the winner.
I kind of agree. I can kind of relate to my fantasy football in the way that, I had the worst
You did
score.
lose.
I had the worst score. We'll just say that. But I won the final game, and that's all that matters.
You won your final game,
Yes.
not the final game.
So technically, I had the worst record, but I didn't lose the last game. So who really lost there?
Yeah.
No.
You scored very little and lost a bunch of games, but
I think this applies. I think it applies to this situation.
I think you're putting your bias onto the writer here.
I mean, maybe, but it's my advice. And finally, our last writer says, Dear GT, please help. I'm a pretty smart fella. I like to think I make good choices, and sometimes I like to compete in trivia competitions to test my skills. Recently, in a pretty high-profile competition, I lost points for mispronouncing the word gangsta as gangster. In the end, I beat my competition, and that silver-haired host had to congratulate me, but I still can't get over being bitter about that question. Can you help? Sincerely, Winning in Washington.
Okay, Winning. I can understand what you're going through. Sometimes the mantle of victory is a heavy one to carry. So yeah, I understand that really well. I win a lot also, as you can see from our previous drafts we've done on the show, clean sweeps, and I mean, Jordan, your wife definitely agreed with me. So don't know what to tell you, man.
My Thanksgiving draft was much better.
But I think what you've got to do is just relish the victory. Just hang on to it and look at it above everything else, and you'll let that kind of negative feeling fall away.
I can't agree more with you, Jeff, on that. The only thing that I say that we could add on to that is just to have a humble mindset about, yes,
Nah.
you said the word wrong, but you still
Humility's
won.
for people who don't win.
Sometimes it's good to have that mindset, though. So, Winning in Washington, congratulations on your win, and good luck in your future endeavors as a trivia star.
That means it's time for
Quick Hits!
Taco Bell is set to add $1 nacho fries to its menu. What's another food you'd pair with tacos?
Macaroni and cheese. Macaroni and cheese. That is the only thing that I would pair with tacos.
Yeah, I'd go pizza tacos.
Pizza taco. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one, too.
I mean, I would have to take like an entire bottle of Tums, but the taste would be totally worth it.
It would be so good.
A Dallas woman on her first date had the police called on her after getting drunk and tearing up $20,000 sculptures and Andy Warhol paintings. What is a time you made a bad first impression?
Well, one of the first times I went to Taco Bell, they had this rule where, if you don't get offered a drink, then you get one for free. So I would always say, I would like a burrito and that is it. And they wouldn't offer me a drink and I would get one for free. Well, the person that I was like hanging out with totally didn't like that. And so that was my first bad impression.
Wow.
It wasn't $20,000 mistake. It was like a 237 mistake.
But how
Is
many times? 20,000 times?
Okay, it might have been a couple times. I
Yeah.
probably have done that a few times.
The first time that I met Jordan, it wasn't even my bad impression. I texted him so we could meet up. I hadn't met him yet. So a mutual friend hooked us up, and I texted him like, hey, what about hanging out this day? And so some joker I don't even know calls me on the phone, and I'm like, what? This is already going bad because I text him and I get a phone call. Who does that?
Look, phone calls, that's the way to go. Texting takes too long.
Once you've met once, phone calls, yeah.
Nope. That's what telemarketers do.
Yeah, and I despise them too. Florida man is at it again. This time, an ATM has really angered him after giving him too much cash. So, he punched the machine, causing roughly $5,000 worth of damage. Give me a memorable drive-thru experience you've had.
One night, me and my cousins were hungry for multiple things. We're talking White Castles, we're talking McDonald's. And so we went through about 7 or 8 different drive-thru restaurants, and that was my most memorable. Rally's Fries, McDonald's Shakes, when they work, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what I went with. That's my most memorable.
Yeah, mine was with fellow cast member Sean. We went through the McDonald's drive-thru and ordered some food. We were going to go to my house and play some Conker's Bad Fur Day. And I looked in the bag, but too late. I'd already left the drive-thru and realized that they didn't bring my fries. And for whatever reason, Hardee's across the street was the best way to pull around and get back.
Yep.
So I did that and went through the drive-thru at Hardee's, and they said, hey, would you like to buy this sandwich, whatever promo they were running that week? And I just screamed at the top of my lungs that McDonald's forgot my fries and then peeled out. I don't recommend doing it, but Sean and I both remember it very well.
I'm sure the Hardee's or Rally's does too as well.
A Pennsylvania woman just got hit with a higher than normal electric bill. How high? Try $284 billion.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know. I couldn't count that high.
Obviously a mistake. But what would be your method to recreate this bill if you had to?
I don't even know how to spend that much money. But if I had to, on an electric bill, I would probably create some sort of electrical fireplace that ran 24/7, but distributed the heat into my cornfield and made popcorn. So that's what I would do.
I would just plug in 1,000 electric heaters and then put them on top of 1,000 snow cone makers and make them duel it out.
So who's going to win? You know what? That actually might work, and I might even put like a heated driveway. That's my, ice, being in the north-ish, gets icy, and so I think heated driveway would be awesome.
Yeah, it would.
I might be able to spend $284 billion on a heated driveway.
Yeah, you probably could. All right, that is going to wrap it up for us today. We want to appreciate everyone listening. Make sure to go ahead and dial 415 Podline. We do have a contest winner. David of Indiana is going to be getting a Generally Trivial shirt for leaving a review on iTunes.
Thanks, David.
If you guys leave a review on iTunes or give us a call at 415 Podline and leave a message, we're happy to send you logo stickers in the mail. For today, we were Jordan.
Thanks for listening, guys.
And I am Jeff, and we are out.